Hey, what's up, guys? Bobby here, and today we have got a FIFA 18 Legends wish list for me. I know FIFA 18 is not out until probably the late September, and we're not even in halfway towards May. So we got at least a full summer, but I've been watching a lot of FIFA videos about FIFA Legends wishlist that they want in the game, and some of these legends will be occurring on my playlist or wishlist, I should say. So without any further ado, let's get started with the FIFA 18 Legends wish list I want for FIFA 18. The first legend that I would like to see is Gerd Muller. Like, I mean, the original, I call him the OG Muller. This guy was a legend, obviously, back in the 70s and the early 80s for Bayern Munich as well as the German national team. I do give him 3-star skill moves and because I don't think he really was the most skillful person. I think 3-star skills. I think for any legend should be the basic if they weren't really skillful. If you know what I mean, but I give him a 4-star weak foot because of his great shooting abilities. Nothing really much with it. So let's move on to the next one, which will have to be Johan Cruyff. I gave him a 91 rated center forward card. The reason why I did not give him a 92 or was because I think that he was on the same caliber as George Best and maybe even better. So I did give him his 4-star skills. Controversially, I do think he could be a 5-star skiller, but I do give him a 5-star weak foot to make up with his awesome shooting abilities when he was a legend with Ajax as well as for Barcelona. As a player, gave him 90 pace. I think that was pretty generous. When I look back on this card, I do think I could have given him a slightly more better dribbling, but overall, that card would be very, very, very fun to use. So nothing really else much to that. So let's move on to the next legend. Ah, my computer was kind of acting up today, so some cards do have some blue backgrounds or a white background. I have no freaking clue why. But the next card I will have is Diego Maradona. I do have him a 94 rated. I do not think that he is as good as Pele, but since he is regarded as the second greatest football player, arguably the second greatest football player of all time, that's why I'm giving him a 94 rated center forward card with 94 pace, 93 pace, 94 shooting, 92 dribbling, and 86 passing, with amazing 5-star skills and a 4-star weak foot. Can you imagine the devastation you could have with this? Just imagine you have freaking Maradona, Messi, and as well as Pele on the same team. That sounds, and also Ronaldo slash Suarez. I would just say, you know what? I'm just gonna sell my console if I saw that coming up against me. So I would not even want to try. But overall, I do think this will be a very fun card to use, and I really do hope the database was kind of cracked during that. I don't know if it was a glitch or a leak on the PlayStation 4 market that he was listable as a player. So let's hopefully keep fingers crossed. Diego Maradona will be the next legend of FIFA. Up next, I do have a great respect for the soccer player David Beckham. Even though I'm not the greatest fan of him as well, I do think he was slightly overrated. Sorry before you guys kill me in the comments. Um, but as a full soccer player, he was great at free kicks, obviously. But everything else, he was just a good football player. To be honest, even though he played more of his time as a right mid, to me, with these type of cards and this stats on his card, will be virtually useless. Not really useless to the player, but just for that position. I would highly recommend him as a cam. I did give him an 89 rating due to the fact that if you, I totally forgot, I would imagine it was a cam, okay? But I would give him like around 88, 89 rated cam at max due to the free kick stats and passing. As you may see, 3-star skill moves. He wasn't the most skillful player. When I read, oh, accidentally given 3-star weak foot. I meant to give him a 4-star. Up next is the Brazilian Ronaldo. I think this is pretty obvious. A 93 rated card will be very, at the most, I will give him. 5-star, 5-star, nothing really else to it, but besides he was just an awesome player. I would think put him as a top 10 player of all time. But overall, that card will look very, very deadly. You team him up with like Neymar. Oh my God! Another legend on this list that will come up soon. That will be very, very deadly. The 83 physical, and if you just add like maybe let's say like a hunter, not really a hunter card, but something to boost the physical, I think this card will become virtually unstoppable in the game. So but that's pretty much what Ronaldo was before all his injuries. Up next, we do have the legend Zizou, Zinedine Zidane. To be honest, I think this card, I give him very generous with this pace. I do not think that he was a very pacey player. But Max, I think he would have at least a very high acceleration, but his pace will probably be like around the mid 70s at most. Um, but Zinedine Zidane, well, this card will be very, 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 very nice to have. Teaming up with Pogba in the game would be very, very, very deadly indeed. I did give him a 4 star, 4 star with 90 shooting. I think that you just might as well just shoot it. It's pretty much going to go back in the net with the great passing and the great dribbling and the decent physical, as well as the okay but not great defensive. Even though he did play more sometimes Cam in the C center mid role, and he can also play CDM if he could, but I don't think that would be the main priority of his card, so that's why I give him a 65. Maybe I could have given him at least a 70, but overall, this card does look pretty nice, and I'm quite happy with it if this wood card was going to be in the next FIFA. Up next, we do have the, if you know how basketball, Bob Cousy is Mr. Basketball, Ronaldinho is Mr. Football slash soccer. You cannot dislike Ronaldinho. If you don't like Ronaldinho, then you don't understand soccer at all. Um, I do think he should at least have. Of course I grew up watching Ronaldinho, so I'm being very generous with a 93. I do think he'll get a 90 plus, maybe 91, 92. But the dribbling, I know that may be a little exaggerated with the 98, but this dude, I think it's easily agreed that he will be a 5 star skill with a 4 star weak for no problem. The pace, he wasn't the most paciest, but he could be very pacey back in his prime. But the dribbling, the shooting, the passing, oh my God, this if FIFA Street came into Ultimate Team, this will be your main guy to choose. but um, but yeah, nothing else about Ronaldinho. I would really want to see this card at this full potential. We did have him in FIFA 15 slash. I think we had him. I don't think we had him 16, but FIFA 15. Of course, he was at the end of his career. But this is the card I want to see a full potential, like back in FIFA 06, how this card used to be. Up next, we do have the Arsenal legend, Thierry Henry. Easily 4 star, 4 star, I would think. I do think he'll have more than 90 pace when I think about it. But for a 91 rated card, I think this is quite fair with a 91 shooting, 79 passing, 75 physical, 87 dribbling. Do think this will be a really, really fun card to use, obviously. Um, Nothing really else to say. There's so many videos that say requesting Thierry Henry. But overall, this card will be really fun again. But one thing I would really would like to see is this card. I think you could put them as like team up with Griezmann on top. That would be really fun as well. But nothing really else to say about Thierry Henry. Just overall a great card. I would definitely would love it if I got the chance to pack that. Up next, I do think people don't really talk a lot about this guy a lot, but he was such obviously the World Cup leader in goals. It's Miroslav Klose with the 3 star skill moves and the 4 star weak foot. I try to model it closer. I do think he'll get an 88 rated legend card. I do think that his I don't think his 90 forget what the that card was called back in FIFA 14 when he got the red and blue card. And it wasn't I don't think it was a record breaker. It was something to do with the World Cup. I think it was an international match. I don't know, but don't quote me on that. But I do think this card will be very fun to use. And if you do have a German team and an Ultimate Team, Germany does not have a well. They don't. They just don't have like that striker. You know what I mean? I think this card will fix that problem. But overall, 3 star, 4 star. Obviously, a legendary player. One of my favorites when before I was born. I heard a lot about him. So next player. Up next, we go to another German player, one of my favorite players of all time, one of the most underrated players, yes, underrated players of all time is Michael Ballack. Look it up what he's done on when you have the chance. But oh my gosh, look at some highlights. This guy was just absolutely just all around great. And trust me, if Germany would have won World Cups, like a World Cup with him, he would be easily in a conversation with like Zidane or something. He was not maybe not as great as Zidane, but he can pull up Zidane like numbers in a way. He may not have the skill moves, but he was like, like the Larry Bird of soccer, if that makes any sense. He kind of just thought the game out, and he just exceeded, and he always had to figure out what to do to get himself better. And that's what he always did. So that's why I'll give Michael Beck 76th place. But the physical, he was a very strong player, so that'll be great with the shooting and passing. This card will be very, very nice to have with in any type of German team. Up next as a goalie on my list, Lev Yashin, the old Russian goalie back during the Soviet Union. I think this card will be very fun to use. It was like other players I did not want. Well, not that I didn't want, but this card didn't make the cut was Puskas and I forget Di Stefano, like these old school black and white. I think a black and white photo on a legend card will look really, really cool. But nothing else as the goalie. Just look at those stats. I think he'll be a really, really fun card to use. The only downside thing it will be just his nationality with the Russian part. But overall, that card does look sick, and I wouldn't mind wanting to pull that one. Up next, we have easily a top 5 player in my views is Eusebio from legendary Benfica and Portugal. This man, the Black Panther, I do think EA will probably give him 88 pace or something around the high 80s or low 90s. But this dude will do not be fooled with the 88 dribbling and the 91 shooting. This card will probably feel like 99 shooting. This guy has scored so many goals. Like, it's pretty much just just stop playing and you just stop. You know what I mean? So but the Black Panther, 4-star, 5-star weak foot, the 80 physical, just like the Ronaldo card. Pair him up with the Ronaldo and Eusebio. Oh my gosh, just give up. That will be just super fun to see in the game. Up next we do have is one of my very first players I ever played on FIFA back when I got my PlayStation 2 was Edgar Davids from the Netherlands. This guy was so fun to use in FIFA 6. Very skillful, nice CDM role slash CM role. I do think he'll be a cool Club 80. Maybe like I gave him a Club 80 because it looks cool, but putting him up with like Ruud Gullit, oh my goodness. He wasn't the most fast or the best dribbler, but he had the skill moves to figure you out and wreck you. Simple as that. And plus, I would love to see goggles in FIFA, and with or shades and for player customization. So that's why also a big part I kind of want to see him in FIFA. Up next we have Dunga. The reason why I like Dunga is because if you remember FIFA 97 with KSI, KSI was wrecking Deji with Dunga with Brazil. So this is the reason why I only put him on here. But overall, he was a great CDM. I think during the late 90s or 2000s for Brazil, or maybe even earlier. But I'm pretty sure it was the 90s/2000s. But overall, that'll be a nice CDM card for Brazil, and that'll be really nice. Next is a Mexican player that I really, really enjoyed learning about was Hugo Sanchez from Real Madrid. Man, this guy's goal scoring record. This guy was the Mexican Luis Suarez in a way. So that's why I gave him like a 90 rated. So the Mexican Luis Suarez. But this dude was unstoppable. So I'm being very generous with this card stats with the 88, and the 91. But overall, I do think he'll have 3-star skill moves with a 4-star weak foot. Maybe he won't be as that fast, but I do believe he'll have a high 80s/early 90s in shooting. May have a mid 80s between dribbling, but has a decent physical as well. So this card will be very fun to use. But certainly, last but not least, I do hear that there's some code going on for FIFA 18, and got me really excited, which is HIDETOSHI NAKATA, man, one of my Japanese heroes. So to make this short, nothing else really special, but really only had a short 10-year career. This card will be pretty much a Shinji Kagawa on steroids, pretty much, and this card will be very fun to use. And he played for. I remember watching him as a kid with for Japan. Those were the fun days, and that will be such a really fun card to use. So Nakata will be very, very cool to see. Hopefully in FIFA 18. That's the card I want to see. And that's pretty much it, guys. Who else do you want to see in FIFA 18? And just let me know in the comments, or and make your own videos. I don't care, But thanks you guys for watching, and thank you, and peace.